Good morning. It's the 23rd of December 2021, 2 days to go, and it's officially Christmas Day. But in the meantime, we here in Agenda welcome you and thanking you for being subscribers of Cignal TV and watching Agenda on One News PH via channels 8 and 250. Last October, I recall interviewing DICT Undersecretary Eliseo Rio and the chairman of the National Privacy Commission, Mon Liboro, regarding the Staysafe app and the fact that so many people were being critical about it. Even local government officials were being critical about it because it seems that not everyone were on board with the Staysafe app for contact tracing. Let's give it a look. I don't know if you've seen the Netflix series House of Cards, but I'm beginning to see live copy art, sabi nga nila, di ba? Kasi parang ang daming nangyari doon sa political series na yon na nangyayari sa atin. Not just here but in the United States, where data mining is being used to influence the thinking, behavior in social media. And sabi ko, please try to find Yusek Rio and Chairman Liboro kasi it was Senator Ping Lacson himself who said on our interview na meron 20 million individual data na nag-gather. Nasa na yung data na yon? And so Chairman, brief us.
Well, Cito, unfortunately, hindi ko pa napanood yung House of Cards, pero yan ang susunod ko kung nasa Netflix yan.
Huwag ka kasing nanonood ng Korean telenovela.
Wala. Alam mo naman dito yung remote nasa misis ko. So,
yun na nga.
tayo, Cito. But, tama, no? And even in the coming months, and pag-usapan na natin yung elections, Cito, and I think what we will be witnessing really is unprecedented use of ICT and unprecedented use of data, right? So that is, I think that will set this coming national exercise apart. No? But again, this has been precipitated, of course, by the overnight migration of everyone, no? Practically everyone to online, no, and data itself. Alam mo kanina you were mentioning about itong mga even mga paano na nakakatanggap tayo, no, ng mga ng mensahe. A few days ago, I already raised the alarm of this event, a security incident called smishing, no, SMS phishing, no, meaning yung dati kasi kung phishing lang, email, ganyan. Ngayon natatanggap na sa SMS, Cito, smishing. At doon may mga malicious link, no, na pwedeng i-click or i-tap, no? So bakit namin nire-raise yung alarm dito? Because nakita na rin, no, ng mga kriminal na maraming Pilipino ay gumagamit na ng data, right? At hindi lamang SMS, no? At lead lamang ang SMS, pero once you tap and once you click, dinadala ka na dun sa mga malicious sites, no? Kung saan kukunan ka pa ng mas maraming impormasyon, no? At marami na nabibiktima dito. Right? So, yun yung aming, ngayon, going to the sinasabi ni Senator Ping, no, that has always been our concern. I guess that's everybody's concern, right? And right now, but Yusek Rio also confirmed, no, what is important here is really who's in control. And in our law, we call it the Personal Information Controller. And that has been, I think, the most vital or important aspect, no, of any discussion when it comes to data. Who's controlling it? At this point, it is the DILG supposedly, right? Kasi sila po ang nag-acknowledge, no, na kinuha po or in-adopt itong technology like a digital solution and a contact tracing app. And sila dapat, no, ang nag-ensure nito. At kung mayroong hindi mangyayaring maganda doon sa 20 million na sinasabi nga po natin, may mananagot po dyan and mananagot po dyan ng DILG.
But
so,
do we
lamang po kalinaw ito.
Yeah, but do we have blanket laws that make it illegal and punishable by law the sale, adulteration, or because I just got a text from my wife, and she's saying that even in Holland, because she monitors what happens in Holland, when they were recruiting health workers, they discovered that some people had mined the data
Correct.
of those applicants and sold it to the open market.
Yep.
Like 3-4 years ago, before all of this was happening, ang stilo, may mga umiikot sa mga kung saan saang mga tindahan, iniipon lahat yung mga pangalan and cellphone number para ma-text ka ng mga offer. Pero ngayon, mas high-tech na lahat, and data mining na ang nangyayari. So, do we have a law na clearly says pag pinakialaman mo ang data ng isang tao without permission and you used it or sold it, you go to jail?
Well, Cito, yan yung ating Data Privacy Act, no? Bagamat ito po bago lamang. So, nabuo din lamang ang NPC noong 2016. Kaya't sasabihin ko nga, no, doon sa kung mangyayari man, itong concern, no, ni Senator Ping Lacson at concern nating lahat, may mananagot doon sa penal provisions na tinatawag na unauthorized processing and unauthorized purpose, at meron hong pagkakakulong, no, nakatapat po yan. Kung mabibreach po yan, no, at makukuha po yan at mapapatunayan merong negligence sa bahagi po ng Personal Information Controller, yan naman po ay maaaring kang kasuhan naman dyan ng access due to negligence, at yan din po ay may kaparusahan, no, at meron pa rin kasamang fine, right? Yeah. At sa ngayon, we are processing so many cases and complaints, and last year alone, we have 2,678 complaints docketed in our dockets na dinidinig po namin. At the same time, all of the personal information controllers under our law implementing rules of the PPA are required to report breaches. Right? So nire-require namin sila, right, na report kung magkakaroon ng breach or security incident, hacking, may nakunan data sa kanila. So marami na po ang nagre-report po niyan sa amin. Siguro a little statistics, sasabihin ko sa iyo, Cito, this year alone, we have 168 breaches that have been reported to us, I think in the third quarter alone. And 30 of the 168, a good 17%, were reported by government agencies, right? So tinitignan namin yun, kasi nga, breaches happen. Right, but what we want to prevent is privacy or breach disasters. No, yung sabi mo nga na wipe out yung data at nagamit ng iba. Yun yung talagang nagpapakaba sa atin. No, so various. So I would say doon in the recent past, around 17% of reported breaches in the country were reported by government agencies. So alam nila yung obligasyon nila dito. So doon sa sinasabi mo na may tangan ng database, whether it's a DILG or the DICT, if anything happens, daan sa mga database na yan, whether it's an intent, o lalo na kung breach po ito, kailangan po nilang, obligasyon nilang i-report sa amin yan. At pag hindi nila ginawa yan, dagdag, na penalty po yan. Alam mo, Cito, bagitin ko lang, just a week ago, we conducted a what we call a Data Protection Officer Summit. We targeted the software developers and programmers, both government and private. We were so surprised. Almost 600 software developers and programmers, ang umattend nito, at pinaliwanag namin sa kanila, sa lahat na nag-ooperate at gumagawa ng mga apps na ito, kung ano ang responsibilidad nila. And very important doon, halimbawa, sinabi rin namin ang obligasyon nila, na kung may pinapagawang hindi tama, whether it's a private company or a government agency, na bilang programmer, na alam mo, teka muna, hindi tama ito, bakit ang dami natin hihinging data? Sasabihin, obligasyon nilang sabihin, dito sa mga heads of agencies or whether it's a corporation, na hindi ho maaari po ito, baka kailangan natin tignan ito because maaari ho tayong lumalabag sa Data Privacy Act. So gusto ko lang banggitin ito, Cito, kasi yung mga fears na ganyan, yung mga binabanggit natin, hindi mo maaaring itago yan, Sito. Sisingaw at sisingaw yan. Yung kung
Well,
sinasabi natin na may sumawsaw diyan sa 20
mm,
million yan, sisingaw yan, Sito. Ang daming forum ng mga IT, pinag-uusapan nila yan. At kami
okay.
nakikinig diyan, no? Kasi doon namin nalalaman, nakakakuha rin kami ng lead sino nagka-breach na hindi nagre-report o kaya mismo mga actual, no, na incidents, no? Kasi
Okay.
pinag-aaralan yan natin.
Senator Lacson mentioned yung sa Staysafe app that it was never really used, fully utilized, or implemented, and that in the meantime that app managed to gather 20 million the data of 20 million persons. Now, medyo pag-uusapan namin yan later in the program with Commissioner Liboro regarding privacy. But, you know, after the good senator mentioned that, medyo na paranoid na kami because every place we go, they ask to scan or to enter data. And sabi ko, baka kung saan mapunta itong mga data namin. What's your reaction to that, sir?
Well, since 2020, no, May, February, I was already more or less, I was objecting on this choice of Staysafe as our official contact tracing app, no, because it was not properly vetted, no. I mean, it did not pass through the ICT, where I was then the operations on. I was the undersecretary for operations, no. However, the interagency task force approved it, no, and well, na-is out tayo sa gobyerno. My main concern that Staysafe is actually a surveillance app, no. I've been with the intelligence, and I know what that application can do. It can, of course, when you register to it, you have to give your cell phone number, no. And with that, you allow it also, or you have, and it can actually locate your position, no. Well, the idea is so that if you are positive, then you should not be moving around, no. Okay, but I said that, well, in others, if I'm positive and I like to move around, why would I bring my cell phone with me? But anyway,
But as a former intelligence officer, how can this be used by the wrong people? Because you now remind me of the Netflix series House of Cards, where they created an app so people can enlist, get jobs, and then yung palang kanilang data kinolect, and then it was going to be used for influencing the trends and the
Yes.
likes, etc. So, as an intelligence officer, how will this be used or could be used?
well, for one, no, until now, we still don't know where the data center of all these, cell phone numbers are. No, it is supposed to be in the ICT, but the ICT doesn't have it. No, it was supposed to be also in the COVID Kaya system of DOH, but it's not there. No. So I think that's the number one question. Where is, or who is actually physically in possession of all this of the data center? No, and I think I think it's still with Multisys, no, a private company, no, and I think this is a concern. And maybe you can ask NPC Commissioner Liboro that, no, exactly where is the data center, no. Because it is now in the possession of DILG,
LG, yeah.
yes, the app system and everything. But DILG doesn't have a data center, no. So in other words, the data center is still with Multisys. And
So the DILG officially in paper is supposed to be in control of 20 million people's data, but they don't have a data center, so they cannot possibly hold that in their facility. And now it is in the possession of the private proponent of Staysafe, but it should be actually government controlled and government
Yes,
protected.
yes,
Ayan.
yes.
Ngayon,
That
ang
is,
tanong, yes, sir.
yes, it's supposed to be the idea. In fact, there is a resolution made by the interagency task force last year, around June last year, no, that there must be a uh, deed of donation document. Nasaan yon yung deed of donation, no? Na pinirmahan ng multisys, transferring the system to the government, no? That seems to be missing, no? Sabi lang ni, I think the spokesperson mentioned na, yeah, there's a deed of donation, parang pa na, done na yun, no? But why is it not being shown to the people, no? Or even the ICT does not seem to have seen it yet.
O, sir, napapansin ko lang, pag meron ka nang sasabihing controversial, biglang naghahang yung signal mo.
Yeah. Tayo dalawa no, during this every time. Well, I don't know.
Okay. And anyway, last question ko na lang before we end the interview, Yusek. Itong DICT at the moment is supposed to be collating all of the vaccine data. Yung or vaccination card. They're supposed to
Yes.
be issuing the vaccination card. So the presumably they can only issue if they receive the information. Is there anything in that setup that could be a cause of concern in terms of data that could be stolen or could be pirated or could be mined?
Well, of course, all of these are possible. No, it is actually the responsibility of the ICT to protect the privacy of the people. No, and especially that this system is owned by the ICT itself. No. Ang problem is that when the system became operational, there were already millions of people who were vaccinated, no, and parang binabacktrack nila ngayon, and that needs some kind of vetting, no, kung talagang itong so all the data are actually in the hands of the LGUs, no, sila ang nag-operate nitong vaccination, and in the present system now, the one who is going to put in or to encode this data in the computer after a person has been vaccinated is supposed to be the ICT trained, no? And I think they were able to train thousands of people, no, involved in the vaccination program. Yun nga, nagba-backtrack pa sila because a number of our people have been vaccinated, wala pa itong system na ito. So, kaya nga it's still in a pilot stage, no, and only those who are planning or has plans to go abroad and need this vaccination card are being entertained right now. I think.
Okay. So in other words, ini-incubate pa itong technology or this system, and we have to be really careful about this, Yusek.
Yes.
Okay.
Meantime, we are still using the yellow card of the Bureau of Immigration.
Okay, well, I'll leave it at that, Yusek Rio, and thank you for joining us once again. And salamat na lang nakabalik ka para makapaggawa tayo ng proper ending. Pag kasi controversial na yung sinasabi mo, medyo tayong dalawa ay nadja-jam lagi. Thank you very much, Yusek.
Cito, thank you again, and next time, baka
Okay.
baka hindi na tayo jajamin.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay,
Bye-bye.
that's former Undersecretary Eliseo Rio of the Department of Information Communication Technology. And yun po, nadinig nyo naman sa kanya yung mga concerns. First would be the app for the counting operation of the counting machines for 2022. Second is this data that is being collected, and it seems that we still have to ensure where they are. But in case you are wondering, ladies and gentlemen, Sito, ano ba yan? Bakit ba pinag-interesan mo yung data na yan? Alam nyo po, we don't need to be conspiracy theorists to be interested. If you have suddenly been receiving a high number of advertisements, mga offers, mga kung ano-ano, na hindi nyo naman kilala, you don't know how these people got your number, why they are texting you, then you have to ask, where are they collecting the telephone numbers from? Who is controlling this? And that is why we are trying to get people to be more interested and concerned about data privacy and mining. Okay, welcome back to the program. And at this point of the program, we bring in the chairman of the National Privacy Commission to tackle, among many things, these messages that you get on your phone for job offers, etc. Let's watch and listen to National Privacy Commission Chairman Mon Liboro. Last time that you and I had a conversation, we were talking about all the scams, spams, SIM cards, etc. And from that, the next thing that I read about is the industry, or members of the banking industry are now pushing for the registration of mobile phones or SIM cards. Parang sabi ko, teka, bakit pinapakialaman ng mga bangko yung problema ng telco? Yung bangko, marami rin silang problema that they are not being very transparent about. Chairman Liboro.
Well, let me tackle yung sinabi mo no, about banks suggesting that. But I guess the biggest problem is establishing the identity or trusting yung mga tumatawag sa iyo or nagte-text sa iyo, Cito, no? Kasi yan yan ang pag hindi mo pinagtitiwalaan, no, yung tumatawag at hindi mapagtitiwalaan, no, doon nagsisimula nga, doon ka mai-scam, doon ka masiswindle at doon ka mabibiktima ng fraud, no. But that is only probably one option that we could explore, no, SIM card registration. But going to the crux, no, of why dito sa invitation mo really is about the spate, no, of spam messages or tinalakay na natin to before, no, smishing or SMS phishing that has really increased over the past few days, no. And I believe marami sa mga kababayan po natin, even probably ikaw, no, at yung mga staff mo, have been getting these messages about recruitment for a particular online store, or mag-earn ka ng mga commission. And they have also in fact may mga nag-hire daw sila, no. So let me take this opportunity, Cito, to tell the public, now this is a scam, a swindle and a fraud. And this is again pinagsama-sama na ito, Cito, no. They're out to get money from you in real time, Cito. In real time. So this is again a warning to everyone. Yang sinasabi diyan, yung SM Mall na yan, itong scam na ito this is an elaborate scam by an organized global syndicate, Sito. Right? So let me just again post this warning, and I have summoned the data protection officers of the telcos, and we'll be meeting to discuss this. They have also done their research on this, no, their own investigation, and we'll be consolidating that. But in all indications, again, this is a scam, a swindle, and a fraud. So lahat po, beware ho tayo dito. Do not click pag meron hong nakuha niya, lalo na yung finlash mo na yun, Sito. They will lead you to a WhatsApp site, and they will, dalawa na to, no? Sito, yung sinasabi mo nga, yung pinagsama-sama na, ang MO nito, halo-halo na. May text lang, merong phishing, voice phishing, may kausap kang tao. Alright? At yung taong yon sasabihin, ire-recruit ka kunwari no sa isang trabaho na magpapalakas daw, magbo-boost ng sales no ng isang online store. Right? At kailangan mong mag-advance ng placement para maka-earn ka ng commission. Yan mismo pinapakita mo.
Yeah.
Right? SM Mall daw, which is of course they're just using a very well-known brand here in the Philippines.
Well, I actually came across several last week that, first was SM. Actually, ang SM, mga 3 weeks ago pa yan. And recently, pati yung Shopee, ginagamit na nila na nagre-recruit din sila, etc.
That's the MO, no? Yan yung modus operandi, Sito.
Okay.
They would ask yung victims no to help these merchants boost performance or yung mga sales po nila. But they would require ngayon itong mga victims to register in their platform. So I'm sinasabi ko nga, this is an elaborate scam.
Yeah.
They're using a lot of domains. They're using a lot of IPs. This is not unique in the Philippines, right? They're also doing it in other countries like in India, Malaysia, and I believe Taiwan.
But Chairman, how are they getting our numbers? Kasi last week, there was this allegation or suspicion na baka lahat itong mga contact tracing apps na ito and this requirement of registration of our contact sa mga malls, sa mga hardwares, etc. Maybe the source of how these criminals are able to reach us. Kasi yung iba naman sa atin, parang, hello, paano nyo nakuha yung number ko?
Yes, that's a concern, but our recent findings dito, Sito, there's no evidence to prove no na this was harvested from contact tracing forms or health declaration forms, because this is a wholesale use no of a particular, probably a database. There are so many sources now of our phone numbers, probably from websites or databases that have been hacked before, but we are already scouring the dark web to see if there are, there's been selling or just some activity in marketing Filipino mobile numbers of Filipinos. Marami na kasing sources, Sito, no? Tayo rin mismo, no? We might have signed up to a website na, na-click lang tayo, we agree, hindi naman natin binasa, pero nandun pala, no? They're making your phone number public. And now, they'll just scrape it, no, from this website. So there are so many sources. Our current evidence point that these are not coming from contact tracing forms or health declaration forms. Sobrang para gawin nila yon, Sito, no, they have to input it, no. Dalawa lang naman, it's manual and digital. Our digital contact tracing, are I think very robust. But yung manual, even they have to do it manually. This is this is again a very elaborate, a well laid out scam, swindle, and a fraud by an organized global syndicate.
Okay, that one.
They will not go the extent of iisa-isahin yung mga contact tracing forms natin.
Okay, yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina, yung global scam. Now, on the local level, some people have complained of this incessant and continuing deluge of mga offers, mga real estate, mga products na hindi scam, legitimate offers, pero unsolicited offers. Now, where is the problem? Is it because there is no law that makes this illegal for vendors to make unsolicited offer? Do we need a law, or does the Privacy Commission have the power to declare that to all real estate agents or to telcos, for instance?
Well, again, the rule under the Privacy Act is very clear with controllers, meaning our real estate real estate companies, no, even yung mga online markets, they have data protection officers, and they're implementing privacy policies within their organizations. They know, no, the bounds, the extent of what is lawful and fair for consumers. So pag ho tayo nakakatanggap, no, ng isang mensahe, ay hindi po rin kaagad, no, na halimbawa, no, bakit mo hindi rin po kaagad nating maaring sabihin, no, na ito ay ini-scam ka, or bakit ka nakakatanggap. Again, maaring umuo ka, no, sa isang nagbigay ka ng number mo,
Yeah.
maaring yun na nagagamit, no. But again, these are the things, no, that we investigate. And you have a right to complain. You have a right to tell them, wag take me out of your database.
But you know,
and then you can
Chairman,
complain.
puputi ang buhok ko, kaka-complain, kakatawag, kaka-object, no? I mean, can the government or Congress not simply come up with a law na this is illegal unless someone asks? You are not allowed to use the telco for kasi ang hindi naman yung mga big realtors or land developers ang problema mo. Ang problema natin yung mga independent agents, yung mga nag-aahente na kung saan-saan namumulot ng number. Do we actually have a law na bawal yan?
Yes, again, no, pag hindi po ito pumasok sa meaning lawful criteria for processing personal data, yan po ay violation ng Data Privacy Act, no. Kaya lang, Cito, no, hindi lang naman kasi consent, no, ang criteria, no, para mag-process ng personal data itong mga marketeers, no. It could be legitimate interest, no. For example, ikaw po ay nasa bangko, no, at meron kang maaring tinanong ka ng bangko, no, ng bangko mo, okay ka bang tumanggap sa amin ng marketing mga promo, no? At maaring umuo ka doon, no? Kaya ka nakakatanggap. So, but again, natatanong mo, no, ano ba yung possible intervention diyan? Meron na po tayong batas, no, na pinasa sa lower house, yung po nga do not call registry, right? Where a subscriber can actually declare na hindi ayaw kong tumanggap, no, ng tawag na hindi ko otorisado. And that could fall under that, no. You do not call registry. This is being practiced in Singapore, for example, and even Spain, right? And itong bagay na ito. Meron din, and there are other options, no, that we're looking into. Another one is called as a call attestation, Cito, meaning parang itong caller ID, no? Kapag tumawag sa iyo, alam mo ngayon, the telcos can attest kung ito ba ay postpaid or prepaid. So halimbawa, itong mga scammer na ito na hindi maa-attest, meaning hindi sila postpaid o gumagamit ng mga prepaid, malalaman mo, no, doon pa lang, no, tumatawag, nagte-text
kumbaga
tumatawag
sa Viber, parang sa Viber merong warning na this person is not in your contact list.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. This is again, ito na mga variations of approaches. Now, when you do call attestation, no, kumbaga may different stages yan, right? So you don't need to mandate SIM card registration and let the market dictate who would want to be attested. Then mag-register sila ng SIM nila. If you're into marketing, then, or if you're into active ka, no, you do online calling and businesses, so maliwanag, no. So at least the telcos can attest if you have if they can trace you back.
What about on the part of telcos? Because someone has suggested or inquired, don't the telcos have apps that will filter spams and scams? Because based on the visuals that you and I just saw here on agenda, klaro yung format ng mga spam,
Correct.
etc. Recruitment ito na hindi unsolicited recruitment. Are you, since you are planning or you are scheduled to speak with the telcos, are you going to bring up this point na the telcos need to implement or come up with apps that will filter all of these messages?
Definitely, Sito, no? Tomorrow, we would like to hear, no, ano bang ginagawa nila, no? Ano bang features
Mhm.
nila, no, to prevent scam. And by the way, right, itong scam, yung spam, no, is actually prohibited, no, by NTC circulars. Yan po ay pinagbabawal. I think yung
Mhm.
challenge ng mga telcos is that they don't read the content, eh, 'di ba? Hindi nila
Yes.
nalalaman yon kung ano ba ang ano yung lalo na sa SMS, kung ano ba yung content ng pinapadala, right? And right
Yeah.
now, we want to know if there are already, no, technologies that is actually bypassing this telco, monitoring, kung bakit sila nakakapagdala. Now they're already talking about software-defined radio. Again,
Yeah,
new
because
technologies, no, that
when
sort
you
of bypasses. Yeah,
yeah, but when you think about source, kahit source lang, parang election, di ba, source code. Pag nakita mo na, okay, these messages are emanating from this particular mobile
yes.
number, region, blah, 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 that's already a profile, and the telcos can easily block that.
They are actually doing that, Sito. They're actually doing that. But yun nga, yung race against time. Yun yung
Mhm.
gusto natin ngayon because the criminals have become more, no, more creative sila. As I mentioned, itong modus na ginagawa nila ngayon, Sito, it's actually real time scamming, no? They will get money from you in real time. They will ask
Mhm.
you to deposit, ano, then by the time na mag-complain ka, marami na na-scam. So
Mhm.
we really have to be ahead of the game, so to speak. That's why, we will be discussing this with the telcos. What are the measures that they have put up? What could be done still, no,
Have we,
just to be ahead
yeah,
of these
have we
criminals.
determined what countries these scammers are coming from?
Well, reports, no, from the mga IT community natin, no, alam mo, since yesterday, 2 days ago, no, we've been asking them, no, yung mga IT experts natin, ano,
Mhm.
they said that this has been reported in India, Malaysia, Taiwan, and Singapore, right? So this is not unique to the
Mm.
Philippines,
No,
right?
and
And
it's hard
yeah,
to imagine that scammers would have a nest in Singapore of all places kasi mahigpit ang Singapore. So this is probably all electronically or digitally
that's correct.
bounced all over the place,
That's
emanating from
correct.
somewhere.
So
Okay.
that's correct. So your thought process is really correct, Sito. What are the technical interventions that we can do? What are the
Mhm.
policy interventions, if ever, that we can
Chairman,
propose?
yeah, pasensya ka na kasi I don't have the power of the National Privacy Commission like you do. So, na lang. Kumbaga, no, sinusulsulo na lang kita, no? But
Oh yeah,
Facebook, no? Facebook, I have seen malicious content on Facebook, particularly sa marketplace. And report kami ng report, pero ang take-up time ng Facebook Philippines in filtering or blocking malicious content or sexualized content in their marketplace ads is so slow, it takes weeks. Are you scheduled to meet up with Facebook as
correct.
well? Kasi natatakot ako baka
That,
pagdating na
that's
ng
that's
eleksyon, yung murahan at bastusan.
That's correct. Yeah. Sito, by the way, yes, we just issued our advisory on election activities in relation to the processing of personal data. And
Mm.
they are considered itong mga social network services or information society service providers like Facebook, kasama po, no, doon sa mga actors, no, that is covered by the by our guidelines. So
Mm.
definitely we will be calling them up soon. Host of topics kasama yan. But basically, the aim, no, is to improve yung response ng Facebook when it comes to these complaints,
Okay,
right? You're talking about weeks, but there have been instances, no, that it takes them months to determine. Now, yeah, of course, they're trying to be diligent about it, but we really have to come up with ways, no, of responding
are
quicker
there are
from
there
valid
ways, or do
concerns.
you have tools or whatever that gives you the power to penalize Facebook for not being diligent in their responsibility kasi mukhang abroad puro multa na ang inaabot nila, kaliwa na ang mga multa na binabanatan sila because of failure to address certain issues or competitiveness.
Yes, we did issue them compliance order before. We can do it again. And pag yun ang hindi nila sinunod, they can be cited for contempt. For example, we ordered them before to have a permanent officer station, tunay na tao, no, hindi lang robot ang kausap, at ginawa din po nila yun. So dito, itong mga sinasabi nga natin, Cito, no, lahat po yan ay sasabihin natin sa kanila, at titingnan din natin yung tugon nila dito. With Facebook. No? So in dealing with them, we have issued compliance orders before which they followed. So we don't see any reason kung bakit isusuwayin nila ito, or kung meron man silang dahilan dito, then would like to hear that from them.
Okay, last question, Chairman. Last question, may nagtatanong dito, yun daw, sorry na, parang I just picked it up in passing. The question is here, yung nag-order daw sa Metromart ng 100,000 pesos worth of goods and china-charge sa Office of the Vice President. Sakop ba ninyo yun? I mean, who's in charge of scams like that?
Well, again, marami pong lalo niya electronic gumamit po. Pag gumamit na po ng electronic equipment po or computer, nagfo-fall na ho yan sa Cybercrime Prevention Act. We have the Department of Justice, the PNP, na yan din po. So we have a trifecta of laws already in place. You have the Cybercrime Prevention Act, the Data Privacy Act, also in the creation of the DICT that also created the Cybercrime Investigation Coordinating Center. So yan po, pumapasok po yan, they can actually complain to the NBI. That falls, I think, squarely as a violation of the cybercrime. It's a very direct scam.
Okay.
Using computers and mobile
I'm going to really look forward to your updates in the future, Chairman Liboro, and thank you for continuing to consistently do a good job.
Yes, Cito, let me just again issue this warning to the public, the unsuspecting public. Again, if you get these messages, nagre-recruit ng trabaho, i-hire daw kayo ng Shopee, ng Lazada, ng SM Mall, do not entertain this text messages. Just block them, and wag nyo na ho silang i-entertain. Na sinabi ko pa, mayroon pang isa nga, hindi lang po yung pong minsan may kausap kayo mismo, hihingan kayo ng bank details po ninyo. Wag po kayo magbibigay ng inyong bank details sa telepono. Dahil susunod ho dyan, mabablock na ho kayo ng sarili. They will take over your account at lilimasin ho ang inyong mga bank accounts po. So never provide your personal information to strangers, and do not entertain any questions or surveys or anything from those that na hindi po hindi nyo kilala.
Chairman, pahabol lang. So I completely slipped my mind. What about the banks? Are you in talks with the banks? Because it seems that they're the only ones who are not in the circle of wagons. Kumbaga, what are they doing as far as crime prevention is concerned?
Yes, Cito, definitely, they're within the ambit of itong sinasabi nga natin. Incidentally, we also called on the data protection officers, for example, of the itong mga retail, Lazada and Shopee, to also, para makita na, these are adjacent businesses, di ba yung tinatawag ng mga natin, adjacent businesses po ito, surrounding yung paggamit po ng mobile. So definitely, we continue to work with them. We've done campaigns against phishing, but this time, again, with the sophistication now being shown by these criminals, we have to come up with a broader front to combat this. So definitely they will be in the circle.
Thank you very much, Chairman Liboro.
Thank you, Cito.
Have a good day. And that's today's agenda for you. We thank you for joining us this morning, and we do hope that you'll stay safe, stay healthy, and don't catch a cold, or else it might ruin Christmas Day for you. And be careful with the Noche Buena. See you tomorrow here on Agenda.